retail CEO of the year. And Chris, we're just going to get it over with. So I'm going with you first. Who is, for the 8th year in a row, your retail CEO of the year?
Doug McMillon. And honestly, there isn't even a close second for me. There isn't even a close second, though. Like, I'm not even going to say him and somebody else. I'm giving it to him for the simple fact that 75% of Walmart's share gains are coming from households that make over $100,000. That is staggering and a credit to him and his leadership team. And it all comes down to this story. I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again. I was at my reunion, my college reunion, 20-year college reunion with a friend of mine. He's a CFO in Vegas. And he told me that he's like, Chris, I love Walmart Plus because I never have to go into a Walmart store. And he's kind of hoity-toity. He won't mind me saying that. But now he shops via Walmart Plus regularly and sees the benefit, just like you did, Ann, in the beginning of the show. So that's why McMillon wins it for me. And and he'll get it next year too, probably. But
yeah,
I love the guy.
It's hard not to pick Doug this year. Chris, I also picked him.
Whoa!
I know.
Got the front door.
Chris, I'm telling you, like, another point, when somebody from Walmart picked up a return for me the other day that, something didn't work, I could pick somebody that day. They came to my house because I have Walmart Plus. They picked up a return. I didn't have to box it or anything. I was like, this is changing the game. And probably for the reason that you just mentioned with your college friend who's like, I don't have to deal with that errand at all. And that is a huge, huge time savings. And I think people are going to become even more loyal to Walmart this year because of that. But the reason also, Chris, that I picked him that you didn't mention is because I think he made the very bold decision to bring teams back to Bentonville this year.
Yes.
And I think that that's going to have a huge impact. That's a really difficult decision to make as a CEO, and he's doing it. And I think that it's going to really continue to help Walmart be the biggest retailer of the year, probably next year and years forward, because he is bringing people in. It's an action-focused culture, minimal bureaucracy when you're all in person and you're making those decisions quickly. And he is, I think, the example of a fearless, humble leader who's pushing his team to take risks in the right way. So I got to give it to him.
Yeah, and that's a great point on the return to office because, I wrote an op-ed for the Star Tribune this week about Target and whether it's losing its mojo. And the number one question I got in response to that article was, how much do you think Target's return to office policy is hurting them from a merchandising and an inventory planning standpoint in terms of the training and tutelage that they need to give to the people working in those areas? And so great call out.
Okay, Dave Ritter, you're next. Retail CEO of the year. Is it going to be
all
a
right? So
trifecta?
This is a little bit out of character for me.
Oh,
I'm going with Fran Horowitz, Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah,
she was my runner-up.
Yeah, she was my runner-up too.
To be honest, there's not that many fashion brands that have gone from hot to not, and then have gone from not to hot. And she has managed to make them credible and cool again with a totally different demographic. Like, they were cool with the four of us probably when we were teenagers and maybe into college. And now,
like 5 years ago, they were cool with us like 5 years ago.
No, but now they're cool again with teens. And I think that's almost a case study of one. I think it would be really tough to come up with other examples of a brand that has struggled and come back. And I think she's done a wonderful job.
Yeah, especially with the allegations against the former CEO this year and all the other challenges that she's faced dealing with. And it's not just teens, Dave Ritter. I am a new Abercrombie fan this year. I'm a loyalty member. I've spent lots of money at that store this year. It's not just for teens anymore. But that's a fantastic pick. Chad, we're wrapping it up. Open the envelope and tell us who the retail CEO of the year is, please, sir.
I peaked already because this one I had heard from the Academy that David had a couple nominations, including Tarang Amin from Elf Beauty, who has just kind of nailed marketing on TikTok and Roblox to attract younger audiences. Their shares are up some ridiculous, like 1,600% in 5 years. David likes to play oddball lifestyle person, so he actually had some consideration for Mark Zuckerberg for integration of AI into advertising, plus just kind of always great for a headline, and how he's changed his whole image with his like gold chain wearing, rapping, custom cars,
kickboxing.
Yeah. Just kind of nerdy chill. Right. But I had to edge David over, and I'm glad that to say that the Omni goes to Brian Niccol. And Brian gets a twofer.
Wow.
He gets a twofer because, you know, what he's done with Chipotle has been incredible, right? His track record in kind of building growth there through innovation and delivering exceptional customer experience, just absolutely nailing mobile ordering and pickup, just crushing it. And now he's come in and laid out a plan very clearly for Starbucks, right? And we've talked about this before in the podcast. Like, what Starbucks needed was investor confidence, right? There wasn't acknowledgement of there being problems, why they existed, what they do to fix them. And like after 2 months, Brian was very clear, right? It's about speed. It's about great product, but at the right value. It's about a great in-store experience for those who want it. Yes, proof will be in the results. So, you know, if he does it, he can, you know, win the Omni again in 2025. But the stock's up like 25-30% since his appointment. So he's given that investor confidence that Starbucks needed. And
that's only a few months in, and Brian Niccol's already getting your award for CEO of the year. Yeah.
Talk about tailwind, man. Yeah.
Oh my
God. I got to think because 2 of the 4 picked him. I think Doug wins, Ann, right? Doug wins.
I think so.
You know, I mean, 2 of the 4.
Give it to your guy. Give it to your
I'm
guy.
no math guy, but I think that means he wins. But all right.